everybody knows this. I mean, it's not rocket science. The Beatles wrote about it, Can't Buy Me Love. It's a million songs and a million ideas revolve around money and happiness. So can money buy happiness or not? The key component here is we all know the answer. Money can buy a lot of things. It can buy a higher quality of life, a better vehicle, more reliable, better vacations and time away, better pauses in life. It can buy freedom of a job you don't like. It can buy opportunity. It can buy a ton of things, but it can't buy happiness. It can't buy joy. It can't buy peace of mind. It can buy certain types of peace of mind, but not the kind of peace and tranquility people search for with life, right? And everybody knows this. I mean, it's not rocket science. The Beatles wrote about it, Can't Buy Me Love. It's a million songs and a million ideas revolve around money and happiness, or lack thereof. All the time I have business owners come into my office and we have this conversation. See, the business owner, the successful entrepreneur, the successful executive, the patriarch or matriarch of said family goes through life providing. And they show love through their provisions. They show love through providing for their family. It starts off as shouldering the load of the family. And all those things money can do is their original objective: to provide their family more opportunities for education, to provide their spouse more opportunities in their career or their life, to provide other family members that might be challenged in ways that they can help. And that providing for them and all the people in and around them is something special. But through life, something else happens. The entrepreneur, the business owner, the executive, patriarch, matriarch comes into our office and we sit down and there's this two-road challenge. The challenge is they love what they do so much because it's where they've put so much of their time. And where we put our time, we put our love. And sometimes those things aren't always as equal as one wants them to be. So as they sit in this office and we have a conversation around that, there's an emptiness that comes with that because they love what they do and they don't want to stop doing it. And they also know if they do stop doing it, what are they going to do? Are they going to go into their home where they have barely been for the last 30 years of their career? There isn't always a place for them in the home. Like a soldier who returns from a long deployment, there's often an imbalance in the way the world flows when you're providing and the rest of the world around you is enjoying the things being provided for. And every family goes through this, right? I mean, mom, dad, if you just worked less, you'd have more time to enjoy life while they're enjoying the life that mom, dad is providing. And so this balancing act is something that many families go through. And you don't have to be a multi-millionaire, by the way, to have this challenge. It could be the difference between someone working a factory job all day long, every day to provide the basic necessities for their families so that family is thriving and next generation becomes better than they ever dreamed they could be themselves. This is not about the amount. This is about the providing. It's about the emptiness that comes sometimes at the end of a career when now it's their chance to step away. What do? What do we talk to them about when we sit in that room? The first thing we try to do is we try to actually reassess. We look at impact. We never want the impact of our lives to be our business. We never want our impact to only be work. You want impact to be beyond that. If work or your wealth or what you do for a living can provide something so amazing that you make an impact on the world, that's pleasing, yes, but it can't be all. The impact starts back to basics, where happiness and joy and true peace preside. And it's right there with your family. I was having a conversation just the other day with a gentleman in his 70s who loves what he does, and he has no idea what he's going to do when he stops. And he goes, I don't even know where to begin, Scott. And I said, I know where to begin. Are you open to listening? And he said, I'm opening to listening. I said, the first place you begin is you need to ask your wife what she sees you both doing in this next chapter. What is it that you both want to accomplish? And he goes, it was prolific to him. Now, it wasn't. It was simple. But sometimes there becomes this disconnect because his role, his job is to provide. And this isn't just a his. There's plenty of her jobs are to provide. So the reality is, it starts with the wife's conversation. This gentleman had 3 children. I said, when was the last time you sat down with your kids and asked them how they felt about the next chapter? What do they want more of for you? Because they're grateful, they love him, and they're proud of the work ethic that he brings to the table. But they also feel like work gets in the way of life, that he's not able to do all the things they've always been able to do because he's too busy. And that disconnect needs to be a reconnect. And see, at the end of a chapter, it doesn't mean it's the end of a career or the end of an era. It doesn't mean that he can't consult. It doesn't mean that there aren't other things he can do to make an impact in the career where he feels so comfortable. But it does mean he has to reassess, readjust, reconnect. These are the words that go with that, and it goes back to basics. So what can you do today? Well, you cannot wait till the end of the chapter of your career to do these things. You know, it's a really good idea to do these things as we go. It's a great idea to have these conversations. My wife and I do these all the time. We're not always on the same page, but we work together to come to a page that we're both aligned with. Our children don't always see the way of work as something that's great. Sometimes it's the very challenge that gets in the way of seeing a big soccer game or something that's very special to them or important. But they also can go to those soccer games because we may choose to produce for them and give them those opportunities. And that's just personally. All I'm saying is I don't have it all figured out. We all have to take a step back and reassess, readjust, and reconnect. But that gentleman left and had a conversation with his wife. He's going to have a conversation with his children. And I can guarantee you they don't see his job and his career the same beautiful way he does. So how do we bring that together? You bring it together through communication, through really understanding each other, through empathy. You know, the other thing that the kids probably have to remember is you can't change somebody that's been doing something for their entire life and doing it for you. That won't change. They won't change dad or mom into being something different, into what they want them to be. Accepting them as they are can be really, really valuable. And for dad, understanding the emptiness that they might have felt in their lives, knowing that maybe he was spending a little bit more of his time and therefore giving a little bit more of his love to an area of his life that maybe they wish he spent more with them. What an admirable thing to ask for. So no right or wrong answer, but a great topic of conversation. Readjust, reconnect. Really take the time each year, at the very least, to figure out where everyone's at. It'll save us a lot of time, a lot of energy, and you'll also find financially it will be a lot more substantial for you and your family because you're working for financial goals that can really provide freedom, can provide some level of joy, because it's empty to earn alone. It's empty to be successful alone, but it's valuable to do it with the people you love and to serve the people that you love. I'm Scott Danner. How does this topic resonate with you? Is this something you do on a day-to-day basis? Is it something you do on a yearly basis? Have you struggled with this as a business owner, entrepreneur, or executive? Are these the things that you're searching for to really find that aha moment that you go back to simplicity? I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me.